Let's fix that. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. It's been 3 months? 4 months? Since I last uploaded, so I'm right on schedule with everything. So in my last video I talked about how I got a new job, and I am happy to report that I am still employed. Bless. I really like my new job. I've learned a lot so far, and I continue to learn a lot of things, and I feel challenged for once, and I feel like there's potential to move up and take on different responsibilities, and that excites me. I really like that. And I don't know, it's just a different vibe from my last job. It's very very like family oriented, very friendly. It's busy, and it can get really busy at times, but at the same time there's moments where it's not super busy, and it just feels very relaxed. And you know, my boss brings his dog to work almost every day, and like that's just fun. Yeah, I mean, and the best part is that it's literally 10 minutes away from where I live, so I don't, you know, have to sit through traffic every morning. I don't even have to get on a highway. I just kind of cut through downtown, and I'm there. And when I get out at 5, I sit maybe through 10-15 minutes, you know, 10-15 minutes to get home. And it's nice because I can come home and I feel energized. I don't feel frustrated, and I have time to do stuff like film videos, which is what I'm trying to do now. With that said, I guess this video is kind of like a update, you know, on everything in my life. Nothing too like formal. I just kind of want it to be like a casual, like, let's have a conversation, and this is where I'm at in my life, and this is where I see myself heading. Excuse me. Ignore her. So yeah, geez, where do I start? I don't even know how to start this. So February 2018 to, I want to say maybe like July of this year. Yeah, July of this year, roughly like a year and a half, was without a doubt the worst year of my life. It started in February when I lost my mom, and from that point forward everything just kind of snowballed. So I lost her, and then a couple months after that I started working my first job, but I just got so bored, and I learned that I really don't like the, you know, 9-to-5 lifestyle. I liked the job at first, but after maybe like the first month it got very, I'm sorry, that's really gross. It got really repetitive, and it was just the same thing, you know, every single day, and I didn't feel challenged. I wasn't learning anything new. You know, having to deal with, you know, angry parents, you know, being rude to you, you know, because they're trying to get their kid in for an appointment, or they missed their appointment, you know, because they're late. Like, having to deal with that over and over and over, like every single day, it was just, it takes a toll on you. And me personally, I need to be challenged. I need to learn in order to thrive, and I wasn't getting that there. But I needed to work. I needed to make money to, you know, pay bills and deal with all these responsibilities that I inherited when my mom passed on. So I got really bored, and that just kind of fueled my depression. But it was manageable, it was bearable. And then my grandpa passed away in August, and that was very unexpected, but I think I took his passing a little better than my mom's, just because, you know, he was older and he had lived his life, you know, longer. He had a fuller life, and he was very much aware of, like, he was aware of what was happening, and he ultimately decided that he was ready to go, and he had time to say his goodbyes, and, you know, his whole family was there. And with my mom, it was really different, just because hers was like a gradual deterioration, I guess you could say. Like, mentally, she just wasn't all there when she passed, and yeah, it was a different experience. Nonetheless, losing both of them within the span of less than a year, it took a toll on me. It was a lot. And so after, you know, around the time that my grandpa passed was when my boyfriend moved out to California to finish, his last semester, and having to transition into a long distance relationship. I mean, we've always to some degree been long distance because he's from Houston, I'm from Dallas. We went to school in Austin, but then I graduated and moved back home. There's always been some sort of distance within our relationship, and that distance just increased when he moved to California. So that transition, I took it really, really hard, and yeah, I just felt lonely. I felt really, really lonely, and I know like that took a toll on him, and ultimately it took a toll on our relationship. So, I was depressed, and my relationship was just, getting worse and worse, and it was just horrible. And then the holidays kicked in, and I was like, oh crap, this is my first holiday season without my mom, and like it just made things worse, and like I couldn't deal with it. Like I would cry a lot. I lost my appetite. I couldn't sleep, and I just got really, really, really overwhelmed by my depression. I lost joy in all the things that used to give me joy, and I had no motivation to do anything. I just felt tired. I was so tired, like mentally, physically, emotionally. I was just tired from, I guess, being sad. And yeah, the year ended on a really bad note in, regards to my relationship, which is something I will touch on, but I kind of want to keep private because, just out of respect for my partner. So yeah, the year just ended on a really bad note, and then the new year came in and things just didn't get any better. Eventually things, it didn't improve, but it got, I guess it did get a little better within the relationship, but it was more so, I guess, the beginning of a cycle of we're okay, then we're not okay, then we're okay, then we're not okay. And this cycle just kind of continued on for, like half a year. I did end up going back to school. I took on a class starting in January, and that was a really good decision. And I'm really thankful that I had that opportunity to take that class, because in February, that's when I lost my job, and had it not been for that class, I really wouldn't have had anything to look forward to. So that was like the one little good thing in my life at that point. So yeah, I lost my job in February, and in April, I think it was April, on my way home from a job interview, I actually got rear-ended, and it was nothing serious. I was fine. The other driver was fine. It was some damage to my bumper, but it was, is that what it's called? The bumper, the back part, right? I think, yeah. But yeah, just some damage there. And the guy who hit me, like, he was like, I'm sorry, like, it's my fault. And everything worked out, perfectly with insurance. They paid for everything, and I got my car fixed. But that was just kind of like the cherry on top. I was like, great, like, I have all these other issues, and let's just add on, a car accident. But yeah, cherry on top. Anyways, so the year just kind of went on. I eventually did get my new job in May, and things started looking up. But going back to my relationship, like I mentioned, we were stuck in the cycle of like, we're okay, then we're not okay, we're okay, then we're not okay. Like, we would just, I guess, argue or have like a lot of conflict there. And it just went on and on and on. And finally in in July, I got tired of it. And I was like, I can't do this. And prior to that happening, a couple weeks I think before my like, no, I can't do this anymore point, that's when I started therapy. Because prior to that, it was another argument, conversation that we, my boyfriend and I had. And like, I didn't know what to do. So I reached out to my aunt, who's a therapist, and I asked her like, hey, is there anybody you can refer me to? Like, I know you've mentioned in the past, if I ever wanted to start therapy, that you could help me. And she was like, yeah, okay, say no more. Like, give me some time. Let me do some research, ask around, and see who I can send you to. And she found me somebody who... She's actually, at the time, she was a graduate student at a place that she works at on the weekends. And because she was a graduate student, the cost was significantly less, which I appreciated. And I know a lot of people have issues with, I guess, working with students, but I mean, that's the way they learn and that's how they gain, real world experience. And I didn't have an issue with it at all because, I mean, I know my aunt's good at her job and I know I can trust her word and her recommendations. So I started going to see this therapist on Saturdays, and it was a weekly thing. And after a couple weeks of that, that's when I hit my I can't do this anymore, point in my relationship, just because nothing was getting better and I was tired of feeling like crap. So I was just like, look, I don't know what else to say. I need some time to myself. Yeah. And I just stopped texting and calling, and we didn't talk for like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. And I think honestly that was the best thing that could have happened. Like, it hurt like hell. I cried like every single day, and like I was just miserable. But at the same time, I think it's probably the best thing that could have happened. I continued going to therapy after that, and just having someone to, listen to me and something to look forward to every weekend was really beneficial. I know my grandma enjoyed, I'm not going to say enjoy, but I know my grandma liked the fact that the therapist I was seeing was about 15-20 minutes away from her. So since I was already on that side of town, I would come and visit her a lot. I think within the span of those 3 weeks, I spent most of the time there, just because I didn't want to be alone here at home, like crying. And yeah, I figured at least if I'm at my grandma's, well, I'm not alone. I can still cry, but I'm not alone. So it was beneficial in that I got to spend time with her and just be with her, because time is limited and you don't know how long you have your loved ones for. So you definitely should spend a lot of time with them when you can. So yeah, I went to therapy and finally started feeling better. It wasn't like an instant, I feel amazing, this is great. No. But like gradually I did see improvements. I remember my therapist mentioning people usually start seeing improvement around like the 5th or 6th session, if I remember correctly, and I would say that's pretty accurate, around the time that I started feeling better. My relationship did mend after that 2.5, 3 weeks of not talking. My boyfriend did come and visit me, and we talked things out, and it's been good. It's been good ever since. He did end up moving to California, which is kind of a bummer, but I did go out there and see him. I posted a couple pictures of that on my Instagram, and I did vlog. I haven't gone through that footage though. It's a lot of footage, and it's a lot of footage of me just talking in a car, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might edit it at some point and put it up, but this time around, I actually don't feel as, like, what's the word? Like, the first time you went to California, I felt like how are we gonna do this? Like, I guess you could say, like, devastated, because, like, I was so scared that it wasn't going to work. And this time around, I feel a lot more, like, secure and comfortable, and I think, you know, going to therapy, that really helped me sort of focus in on me and taking care of myself and my needs. And I mean, I'm finding joy in my hobbies again, and if I want to go do something, like, I actually have the energy and the willingness to leave the house. And I don't know, I just see a lot of change in me ever since going through therapy. And I'm currently not going because I did mention my therapist was a student, and she actually officially graduated in August, and she has to get licensed, and I think she'll get her license in November. But no, I've just kind of been waiting and seeing, you know, when exactly she'll be licensed to go back, if I want to go back. I completed, I guess, about 2 months, a little over 2 months with her, and yeah, I really, best decision I could have made, honestly. And I know there's still a lot of things I need to work on and improve on, but I do feel like, I don't know, I feel at ease, and I feel like everything's okay, and I know everything is gonna be okay. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I had a really good therapy experience, and I do encourage people out there who, you know, are dealing with any sort of mental illness, whether it's depression, anxiety, or something else. You know, if you're reaching that point where you just feel like you can't, ask for help. Don't be scared. I know I was very hesitant to reach out and start, you know, going to therapy for a number of reasons, cost being one of those reasons. But, you know, honestly, when I started, it came a lot easier than I thought it was. I was surprised by how willing I was, like, how willing I was to talk about my issues with somebody that I didn't know. So I do encourage anybody who is going through depression or something, you know, of that nature to, you know, ask for help, reach out. There are people out there who, you know, will support you and do care about you. And if you are I guess, financially speaking, you can't necessarily afford to spend too much money on therapy, I would encourage you to look into universities or places where they do use graduate students, because they do charge significantly less. And if you have any hesitancies about, you know, meeting with the student, don't. Everything is supervised by, you know, licensed professionals, and, you know, think of it as a win-win scenario. They're helping you deal with your issues, and you in turn are helping them gain experience and credit for, you know, their class and towards graduation. So yeah, therapy's good. Definitely seek help if you need it. It really is the best decision I could have made, and it was the turning point for my sucky, horrible, no good, very bad, terrible year and a half. And I feel good. I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel calm. I feel at ease, hopeful, excited for the future for once. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess I'm gonna end this video on a lighter note. My cat, Ladybird, is here with me, and she does make an appearance in my videos a lot. She blesses us with her presence, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. So give me 1 sec and I will be right back. So Halloween is literally next week, and I really enjoy this time of the year because I love watching people's videos dressing up their animals. And this year I actually ended up buying my cat a costume. Something you wouldn't really expect She is not a fan of it, but I did want to share this with you guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a school bus. Like, she hates this. Wow. Okay. I mean, that's pretty darn cute. Does she like it? No. Is it a little big for her? Yes. But I consider it money well spent. Definitely made me laugh, so. Alright, update. My cat is now hiding under the bed, still wearing the school bus. I don't know how that's gonna go, but that's all I have for this video, guys. Like I said, it's really informal and casual, and I just kind of wanted to say hello and update you guys on, I mean, everything that's happened thus far and where I am in life. And I do hope to continue making videos because I really do like this, and I finally felt excited and inspired to pick up the camera and do just that. Do let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me in the future. You can leave me a comment down below or reach out to me on social media. I will put my Instagram here. On that note, I do want to say thank you to the few of you who have reached out to me on Instagram and share your stories with me. More recently, I've had a few people kind of share their stories about losing a parent with me, and I don't know, it's sad and to talk about that sort of thing, but I'm happy that my video, I guess, is resonating with some people, and they're trying to talk to somebody about it, and I'm all for that. If you need to talk about anything, please feel free to message me. I do try to get through messages as quickly as I can. And then there are times where I will not touch social media at all, but I do reply to the best of my ability. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.